What's the most amazing thing about the universe? The only way we can see the universe is from inside it. We will likely never possess any way of viewing our universe from outside its physicality. That in the grand scheme of things we are all immortal, our organic cells will die, our consciousness will cease, and we will no longer be able to directly observe existence. But the atoms that make up our bodies will simply be new compounds. And if energy is neither created nor destroyed, if our atoms continue to be, we will eventually make up the building blocks of new compounds. Pieces of us will watch the sun swallow up Mercury and Venus. Pieces of us will watch supernovas and black holes and all sorts of cosmic phenomena. Perhaps even one day our atoms will return to a nebula, and the cycle will begin again. A new star is formed, new planets begin to orbit it. Liquid water forms on a small green rock orbiting the star, and an intelligent species evolves to travel to marvel at the wonders of our universe. One of my favorite shows is Battlestar Galactica, and one of the quotes that stuck out to me was, "All of this has happened before, and it will happen again." I tend to think there's some truth to that. I've had a couple friends and my grandfather die this year, and as an agnostic I am processing death a bit differently from the rest of my family. I don't think of death as the ending, as a finality. I don't think there is an afterlife as most religions conceive of it. I think that in a weird way, we all live forever. Edit, holy S. Silver, and people actually like this. Lol, wow, I'm just shocked. A single human brain has as many neurons as there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy, around 100 billion. If you were on a planet 65 million light-years away from Earth and had a really good telescope, you could see the dinosaurs. Whales are the biggest known creatures in the known universe. We are a long way off from truly understanding the origin and ending of the universe, but we have good theories, and time will see that knowledge refined into fact. This is because we live at just the right time. Remember how galaxies are actually flying apart? This movement is also accelerating. Galactic structures will fly apart faster and faster. They will eventually exceed the speed at which we could ever hope to travel. They may exceed or match the speed of light, but that means that light shining from these quickly receding galaxies will ever reach us, and no ship could ever catch up to them. They will not see cosmic background radiation, so you couldn't see them with any kind of telescope. You'd see stuff in your local group, and that's it. And you'd think that the universe is a foamy cluster of galaxies that has an ending. Future civilizations may never know the true nature of the universe and could think it finite. That every single random event since the dawn of creation, the birth and death of stars, planets and galaxies, the very genesis of life has led to you being here right now to ask this question. That somehow all the particles accumulated in a specific way and in specific quantities to give you conscious thought. How young it is. People look at the universe being 13.7 billion years old and say that is ancient. That is nothing. Stars will continue to form for another 100 trillion years. Even after that, stellar remnants will exist for quadrillions of years. Black holes will still produce energy that can be used by intelligent civilizations for 10,100 years. Keep in mind, if biological life doesn't destroy itself, we will just keep getting more and more knowledge. It's probably a safe bet that within 500 years, which is nothing on universal time scales, we will be an interstellar species that has long ago transcended biology. There is no telling what our descendants will do for the remaining life of the universe. The 4-5 billion years of biological evolution of life on Earth will be looked at as an embryonic stage for endless quintillions of years of real life to begin post-biology. They will view the universe as their oyster, a place of infinite possibilities, while we are still just spending our days trying not to die and trying to avoid being punished by our brains with pain. There is a theory which states that if ever anyone discovers exactly what the universe is for and why it is here, it will instantly disappear and be replaced by something even more bizarre and inexplicable. There is another theory which states that this has already happened. That we just don't understand it. It could be flat, it could be irregular, there could be another one. It's growing at an exponential speed. Its invisible contents. We try to learn more about it using our earthly knowledge, but there is certainly more to it. It's like trying to wrap your head around eternity. Two possibilities exist: either we are alone in the universe or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. Plenty of things. The way we perceive the universe, in its physical form, we think it's all around us, on a cosmic scale, but more than that, it's inside all of us. We're made of each and every atom that the universe is comprised of. It sounds super philosophical and like something a stone person would say, but the distinctness within our universe is what sets everyone apart. The way each of us, made up of the same elements of this universe, yet managed to be so different. Perhaps you could say the greatest and rather miraculous thing of all is in fact, life. No matter how insignificant and bleak life may look up close, when climbing a mountain and admiring the view, or finding a spot away from the city and looking at the stars, we will forever be hit by its beauty. The big picture is always there to be admired, to make us forget how small and pointless daily details are. We are here, if by the means of a creator or by mere chance. Our solar system lives in one of the most isolated territories in our galaxy, which is in one of the most empty parts of the universe. We are essentially nothing, in terms of the universe. If in fact the universe is truly infinite, then not even our own galaxy supercluster makes up even the smallest fraction possible of 0.0000001%, infinite number of zeros, which in turn is pretty much zero. The known universe, that we have mapped on a chart, is the same fraction as zero. Infinite is a concept that many of us cannot understand, or that we ever will. You will never reach even the smallest fraction of the number infinite. The fact that we exist, are aware of it, and many of us don't even give it the second thought is what really seems incredible to me. Thank you so much for the silver. I feel deeply honored that someone felt this way about my comment, lol. Imagine being lost in an infinitely large, completely flat field. I don't know what circumstances led to you being there, but that's the state of things. It's the dead of night, and there are no visible landmarks. But all around you, interspersed at concerningly regular intervals, you can see hovering fireflies. Now, if you were to start running at a fast enough speed, the fireflies behind you would appear to take on a slightly red hue, whereas the ones in front of you would seem to be blue. This is called the Doppler shift, and if you could accurately measure the amount that the colors had changed, you could also calculate their approximate velocity. Something very similar is going on with the Earth. We can look at the cosmic microwave background, the evenly dispersed radiation left over from the Big Bang, and use that as a frame of reference. From there, we can figure out how quickly we're moving through the universe, which results in a velocity that comes out to about 800 kilometers per second at its fastest. That's enough to make anyone feel a bit dizzy. Just make sure that you keep your mouth closed. Fireflies don't taste very nice. Too long. Don't read. In the time it took you to read this, you've traveled farther than you'll ever walk. Sand. Hear me out. Without sand we wouldn't have glass, so we wouldn't have telescopes to see the larger universe, or microscopes to see the amazing micro-universe around us. We wouldn't have the car, space travel or spectacles. Sand also gives us bricks, cement, and roads to make cities. Our homes are mostly just piles of sand. Sand makes land, islands in the middle of nowhere, and gives us something to hold on to all those the oceans with. Put the bunch together and you get mountains and planets. Sand pretty damn amazing. We can do amazing things with it, and it probably exists on most planets. The odds of sperm cells meeting egg cells to create just the right person that happen meet just right person for the process to continue over and over again for millions and millions of years, billions if you include our predecessors, just so that you exist. By all accounts it doesn't make sense that you're here. Enjoy it. The universe we see is from the human perspective. Imagine if life did not exist. What would the universe be? What thing is it, with no one around to perceive it? Sorry if I'm not making any sense, but I can't wrap my head around what would this place be without consciousness to perceive it. What is reality, without any observer?